up, Darius? CWF, what's going on? Well, let me talk to you for a second. So, for the past week, I've been in Canada, working with Impact Wrestling. The place is my job. But then I came home, and I actually came back home to the CWF Mid-Atlantic Sportatorium. And you see, as soon as I got back to Burlington last night, I went with old Jimmy Harris, so over yonder, had a couple beers, good old Jimmy Harris. And he told me, I got 10 front row coming tomorrow for RGL. And that it blows my mind every single time. So I come to the show today. Actually, before I came to the show today, I watched the 30 for 30 with Ric Flair on ESPN. If anybody's seen that, it made me cry 3 times. It was absolutely insane. Woo! And then I come straight to RGL, and I'm a little late, I'm a little tired, I'm a little sore. And then I sit in the locker room, and I remind myself why I love this place. I see guys that have now traveled the world, guys that are trying to make a name out of themselves at shows like this, at the shows that are just our starting guys. But y'all still come, and they still come, so it means something. So I was sitting there, I was just going to take the night off. But then I remembered last time me and Darius Lockhart wrestled, you weren't a world traveler. You weren't a champion. But you were a kid with a motive. You were a kid that had will. You were a kid that had attitude. And Darius Lockhart, we fought it out in here and blood was spilt. Since then, we both became champions. PWX television champion. CWF Mid-Atlantic heavyweight champion. Darius Lockhart, what I'm offering you right now is a shot at the CWF Mid-Atlantic title right here, right now on RGL. Oh yeah, you're on.
I do not even know we thought we were off the air.
Brad, you got some intros to do.
Oh God!
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, by order of the champion, the following is scheduled for one fall with no time limit for the CWF Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Championship. Introducing first, fighting out of Charlotte, North Carolina, he is the current PWX High Television Champion, the revolutionary Darius Lockhart. And his opponent is a former Rising Generation League champion. He is a former Mid-Atlantic Television champion, Mid-Atlantic Tag Team champion, Omega Heavyweight champion, Ultra J Crown champion, PWG World Tag Team champion, TNA World Tag Team champion, 3-time X Division champion of the world, and he is the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion, Trevor Lee!
All right, Darius, it's all about right here.
Darius, you ready?
Yeah.
Trevor, you ready?
Ring the bell!
See a party? I don't even know what to say. I thought we were off the air, but Trevor Lee, the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion, has appeared here at the 15th Annual Rising Generation League Tournament. Darius Lockhart had just competed in a bonus match just for the live crowd here tonight. See how we were off the air? I thought I was headed to Fayetteville, but no, the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion Championship is on the line here. This is a huge opportunity for the revolutionary Darius Lockhart, the champ, calling his own shots here at the Rising Generation League Tournament.
This is very exciting, and good on Trevor to realize that this Darius Lockhart is a completely different Darius Lockhart than the one he has wrestled in the past on CWF Worldwide. As he mentioned, I mean, blood was spilled. It was a heck of a match. I can only imagine what's in store for us tonight.
One of the most brutal matchups in the first 135 episodes of CWF Worldwide was the first encounter between Trevor Lee and Darius Lockhart. Trevor Lee doesn't even have his gear on. He said, quite frankly, I was watching all the great Rising Generation League competitors that have competed tonight. Some of these guys in this tournament that we saw compete in the broadcast have had, 5, 10, 12 professional matches. Some of them may have had 20 or 30. Some of them may be knocking on 100 professional matches, but that's about it. And Trevor Lee's so impressed with the effort of everyone in the Rising Generation League tournament. He strapped his belt on, and here we go. Darius Lockhart had no idea this was coming and suddenly finds himself with a huge opportunity here at the 15th annual Rising Generation League tournament. I thought we were off the air, but we've got a bonus main event here on CWF Worldwide.
It really says a lot about Trevor Lee, not only as a champion, but as a man. The kind of person he is, that he would just show up here unannounced and give this kid an opportunity.
Of course, Trevor Lee pointed out Darius Lockhart spent about 6 months training overseas in the UK. Shoulders down here. No, slips out. And it was after a loss in the finals of the Rising Generation League tournament back in 2015 that Darius Lockhart decided to go to the UK. Basically, he went on an excursion, trained with the likes of Marty Jones and many others. Oh, he's trying to maneuver Trevor Lee. Trevor won't go. He's trying to maneuver Trevor Lee into a pin. Trevor won't go. Shoulders are finally down. Oh, Trevor slips out. I've never seen such a struggle. Trevor Lee was not giving up that arm to Darius Lockhart. But it was 6 months in the UK where he learned from some of the greatest wrestlers in the world. He came back. He became a champion for the first time in the organization, PWX, that's based in his hometown of Charlotte. And now he has an opportunity for his first CWF Mid-Atlantic championship. We saw Darius Lockhart with his partner and mentor, Caprice Coleman. We thought they had won the Mid-Atlantic tag team titles from the Dawsons. But here we are, Darius Lockhart with an opportunity of a lifetime. We have said time and time again, who will be the one? Who will be the man to take the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Championship away from Trevor Lee? Darius Lockhart has got that opportunity right here tonight. CWF Worldwide cameras are rolling. See a party, this could be history in the making here.
And you can see he's taking every opportunity he can to really try and get Trevor down. I mean, he is taking this seriously. I mean, he didn't know he was going to get a title shot tonight, but he's really in that mode. But he's really worn down, especially, as you said, he's already wrestled once tonight in that bonus match. And Trevor Lee came out right after. He hasn't had time to rest.
Right, we thought we were off the air. I was already making plans for the rest of my night, but we are sticking with this for CWF Worldwide. Title is on the line. Trevor Lee manipulating the arm here. Hang on. Woo!
Very smart of Darius Lockhart to roll out of the way.
Look at the fire in the eyes of Lockhart.
Take it off, Darius. Take it off.
Have to wonder if he's having flashbacks to the last time these two met and getting kicked right in the mush.
Oh, undeniably, the most brutal match in the first 100 weeks of Worldwide was these two men. Oh, hang on. Oh. Trevor Lee got that arm. Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Championship on the line. We thank everyone that has stuck with us here on CWF Worldwide.
Nope. I think you're going to give up on this, Darius. Come on.
If anyone skipped tonight's broadcast because they thought it was going to be just the rookies, this serves them right. Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champ Trevor Lee is defending the title. Dragon Sleeper variation. No, Lockhart slips out. Lockhart with the cover. And Trevor Lee with a bridge of his own.
Look at the showboating from both champion and challenger.
People should know by now not to underestimate Trevor Lee. He is the most fighting champion we've ever had. I mean, look at him. He didn't have to be here tonight. He's spending his Saturday when he should be resting. He's been wrestling all week in Canada, and instead he decided to come up here and put his title on the line.
Lockhart trying to not let him have that arm. Seen a lot of body control in this match. Very interested to see how this thing is playing out. Very much a chess game on the mat so far. Good chain wrestling. Trevor Lee got that arm. You must watch yourself with the champion at all times. He will snap that arm. He will snap those fingers. You'll be hearing Lockhart scream out in pain. Hold on. Lee got the hand. No. Ooh, popped the ankle instead. Trevor Lee popped the ankle instead of Darius Lockhart. Lockhart going to the rope.
Trevor Lee loves to just dissect people and go by body part by body part. He focuses on one thing at a time. You know, we've seen a lot of champions who love to just fight and brawl. Trevor Lee loves to wrestle, and he loves to be smart about it.
Lockhart knows he cannot make a mistake against the champion. Lockhart, heading predicament, no sir. Oh man, Lockhart's got the champ. No, he does not. No, he does not. Both men up to a vertical base. Crowd here at the Rising Generation League, very respectful of both men, both champion and challenger, show of respect. No one in the building anticipated a Mid-Atlantic heavyweight title match tonight, but here we are. Trevor Lee in the midst of perhaps the greatest title reign in wrestling.
I mean, Darius Lockhart really is in kind of a predicament here because the crowd is behind him and they love him, but at the same time, I don't think anyone's ready to see Trevor Lee lose that championship. So it doesn't matter that the fans like him. I don't think they're fully behind him in this matchup.
If Cecil Scott were here, he might would call this a Japanese-like atmosphere for this title match. Oh man, crowd in the sportatorium is calling for the champ to throw hands with Lockhart. Lockhart draws the line and says for Trevor Lee to cross it. Yes! Trevor Lee to the arm. Woo! Got the fingers! You heard the snap? And Darius Lockhart to the bottom rope. Darius Lockhart. Seeking refuge in the corner. Trevor Lee will allow him to have none. Lockhart throwing heavy hands at the Mid-Atlantic heavyweight champion. Oh, Trevor Lee's feeling good. Woo!
I mean, he said he'd been watching Flair's 30 for 30 all day. Obviously, he's feeling inspired.
Lockhart and Trevor exchanging uppercuts. Good Lord! Flipper forearm to the face. Good God, what a fight! Woo! Standing drop kick! The Mid-Atlantic heavyweight champion cleared 6 feet easy on that standing drop kick.
About knocked his head right off his neck.
It is so hard to game plan against Trevor Lee, even if you have weeks or months. Darius Lockhart had about 10 seconds to make up his mind on if he wanted this title opportunity or not. No time to prepare.
Well, I mean, who's going to turn that down? Even if you are beaten up and, you know, everything Trevor comes out, of course you're going to want to try and get your shot at that title.
Me?
Well,
I would turn that down. I like my fingers, and I don't want them broken. Oh, up and over. Trevor Lee got to stay on his guard here. Uppercut got nothing. Hang on. Oh, Lockhart surprised him. Great thinking from the challenger. Cover. Only got 2. Great thinking on the part of the challenger. Trevor Lee, you know, one thing about this title reign is those Trevor Lee title defenses have been viewed so many times online. So many people have seen those matches that if you've done done your due diligence, if you've done your homework, you start to see patterns. You start to know when to look for that big diving forearm, maybe when to look for the knee strike. You know instinctively if he's got his hands on your arms or your fingers to get away from him as quick as possible. But if Darius Lockhart, who is known to be a student of the game, if Darius Lockhart has been keeping up with these Trevor Lee title defenses, and you've got to believe that he has, he may know what to look for against the champion here. This could become cover 2, only got 2. This could become an egregious mistake that Trevor Lee regrets for the rest of his professional career.
On the other hand, it shows all those boys in the back in the locker room. You need to always be prepared, be studying everything, because you never know what opportunity is going to come, even on one of these, Rising Generation League shows.
Lockhart with a series of stomps. And the crowd here in the Mid-Atlantic Sportatorium not interested in following Darius Lockhart's revolution right now, as the support for the Mid-Atlantic champion, perhaps the greatest champion we have ever seen, continues to swell here in the Mid-Atlantic Sportatorium. We are in the shadows of the Greensboro Coliseum here in Gibsonville, North Carolina. Boom! Huge drop kick, second time from the champion.
I worry that if this crowd turns on Darius Lockhart, he might fall back into the trap of his old ways. I mean, for the longest time, he was not one of the more liked people in this building.
Heads up! Kick, caught it! Oh, it was the hip of Trevor Lee that crashed into the canvas. He could not control his body very well at all. It was the hip of Trevor Lee that crashed into the canvas.
Smart thinking from Darius Lockhart.
Cover 2, only got 2.
Both of these men are so quick and so clever.
Lockhart leaning in with his body weight in the chin lock. If Trevor Lee is starting to feel the effects of the week that he has had defending the X Division title all throughout Canada, if Trevor Lee is starting to feel the effects of this matchup, which is what, probably knocking on 10, 15 minutes by now? 12 and a half minutes into this match, if Trevor Lee is starting to feel any of the effects of his grueling schedule, this is an ideal move for that situation, as Trevor Lee will continue to struggle to breathe for as long as Darius Lockhart is laying on the champion.
Yeah, he really gave Darius Lockhart a huge opportunity here. I mean, as much as he didn't get to prepare, it's not like Trevor got to prepare either. And like you said, he's been wrestling all week. He's probably just as worn down as Darius, who just had a match. He lives and breathes inside that ring. He is acutely aware at all times of exactly where he is, exactly what's going on. You don't count him out, even at times like this where it looks like he's down, he's always fighting back.
Snapmare, Trevor to his feet. Lockhart rushes in but catches the boot. Actually, the shoe. Oh, hold on. Trevor Lee has got the arm again. Oh! Brutally, he stops on the elbow. Cover. Only got 2. Trevor grinding into Lockhart, into the head and neck. Trevor Lee got that wrist, and this is where he puts money in the bank with this arm work.
Finger work.
What you know about that, Cia? Oh, no. Oh, Lockhart broke free. Oh, but he got kicked right in the face. Cover 2. No, sir. Only 2.
Not enough. That says a lot about Darius. He's going to keep fighting until the very end.
Yes, it does. So many wrestlers from all over have come to the Rising Generation League tonight looking for an opportunity. We saw Ivan Ali get his first shot at the television title. Dirty Daddy trying to fight his heart out through this tournament. Wrestlers like Metallica or Cool J from right here in the CWF Mid-Atlantic Dojo trying to make their mark. Darius Lockhart, who was here to compete in a bonus match just for the live crowd, now finds himself in the ring against maybe the best in the game today. 2, not quite.
They're getting closer though. As time rolls on, it gets closer and closer to that 3 count.
Trevor Lee looking out to this crowd at his home, looking out to his people. And you see him feed off the energy in this room. Even on a night like tonight, a modest crowd here to support the Rising Generation League. Nothing like what we will see at our anniversary Supercard Battle Cave. But even tonight, when the crowd, cover, 2, no!
That was close.
Even tonight, when the crowd is dozens and not hundreds, Trevor Lee has an insatiable urge to compete. And Lockhart is starting to get angry. Lockhart is starting to get hot.
That might be exactly what he needs to push him over the edge and win him this championship.
As a heavy-handed young man, Darius Lockhart, looking to make his mama proud and become the Mid-Atlantic champ tonight. Lockhart blasting away at the champion, but Trevor Lee is still up. Knee strike.
He's getting rocked though.
Good God, Lockhart up and over. Trevor Lee right over the camera.
Got him that time.
Field goal kick was good. I thought Trevor Lee was going to run right through the floor cameraman. Good Lord, what a night we have seen here on CWF Worldwide, and it is not over yet. We thank you for sticking with us. We did not anticipate a Mid-Atlantic title bout tonight, I assure you, but we will stick with this broadcast until we have a winner. Trevor Lee maybe go to the top rope here. It is somewhat rare for the champ to go up top. It happens, but it happens infrequently.
Maybe a little bit of desperation.
Double stomp, no water in the pool. Lockhart. Oh, Trevor Lee with the most effective headlock I've seen in a while. Trevor Lee just shut that down. No! Oh, he's first with the champion! For history! 1, 2, no! Trevor Lee by an inch! Trevor Lee by 1 inch is still the Mid-Atlantic champion! Referee Kevin Pierce had the best seat in the house. It was, you could have barely slid a piece of paper between Kevin Pierce's hand and the canvas. It hit 3, but Trevor Lee's shoulder was up. I mean, by milliseconds. Seated for Nelson. Lockhart is going for the submission. He's got the champion trapped. Darius Lockhart may wish upon a star here and leave the champ. Cradle, shoulders down. No.
Lockhart wants it so bad.
Oh, jeez. Double stomp. Lockhart feels like a piano just crashed on him. Cover. 2. And another supremely close call. Kevin Pierce's hand has hit the canvas 3 times, twice in this matchup, but both times by a millisecond. Both champion and challenger have survived. High drama here at the 15th annual Rising Generation League tournament in a match that I promise you we did not plan to bring you here tonight.
At this point, it's anyone's game. I mean, one little thing could take you down. It's taken them so long to be able to kick out already. What are they going to do to each other?
Trevor Lee. If I may borrow from Coach Gemini, we're in extra innings here tonight on CWF Worldwide.
That's all you got, Trevor. Come on!
Oh, man.
You're the man, right? Prove it!
Oh, man.
Prove it to me!
Darius Lockhart is defying the champion.
He might eat those words here in a minute.
Oh, God! Trevor Lee unloading! Oh, we need him right in the face! Cover! 1! A count of 1! Darius Lockhart says, damn it! I will make the most of this opportunity!
You're fucking better than me, kid?
I will do myself proud! Here tonight! I am not that same kid you beat up! And good God, they're fighting in the center of the ring!
This is the most impressive Darius Lockhart has ever looked. He wants this so bad.
Clothesline! Cover! Two! No, sir! I will take my hat off to Kevin Pierce. He has done a phenomenal job with the officiating in this contest twice. Both champion and challenger thought that it was won. But Kevin Pierce, the official, has the best seat in the house. And by his rule, by his order, this match continues.
Look at Darius's face. He is so upset and desperate. And I mean, Trevor's looking a little worse for wear too right now.
God, what a war we are seeing. Non-tournament action at the 15th annual Rising Generation League tournament, with the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Championship is on the line. God, listen to the champion.
Very animalistic.
Guttural grunts and moans. Oh, handshake into the leg trap. Oh, Captain's Hook variation on the STF, and Lockhart gave it up. Lockhart took his eyes off the prize for 2 seconds, and it cost him. Trevor Lee survives a game challenge from Darius Lockhart, but remains our Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion.
21 minutes and 25 seconds. Your winner by submission and still CWF Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight Champion, Trevor Lee.
Hey, maybe I should have just stayed in the back. I wouldn't have had to get my ass whooped a little bit there. Jesus, son. You've been doing a little bit of practicing, huh? Good job, Darius. Thank you for taking the challenge.
You deserve better, Darius. You deserve better.
Well, it has been a hell of a night at the 15th Annual Rising Generation League Tournament. We thank you for joining us on CWF Worldwide. We are back next Wednesday night.